Hey, you guys, welcome into Steampunk Psyche. Today's date is September the 7th, 2025. It's currently 5:47 p.m. I thought that I'd try using the Moon tarot card that I created as the background for our tarot board today. I figured it was kind of appropriate since we have this full moon in its highest positioning. So anyway, hi, welcome in. I'm not really feeling I was going to do Libra, but I think I'm going to wait further on into the month. The last Virgo reading I had was pretty emotional, and I kind of needed a day to recuperate from that. So, anyway, we'll get into the reading and just probably do a general reading. So, if this stuff resonates with you, stay with me. I'm hoping we can work through the bugs, so to speak. Maybe we can find enlightenment together and reach a conclusion about things that are going on maybe in your life. And all I ask is that you just be brave, be strong, and take what resonates with you, but also be open-minded enough to know that tarot is about us trying to find out some things that maybe we didn't know about ourselves. So we'll get into the reading and shuffle it up here. I think I'm going to step out tonight and take a look at the moon and check it out. I don't have a telescope or anything. That'd be really cool to use, but I don't have one, so I just got to use my eyeballs. Might have to put my magnifying glasses on because I'm getting to where I can't see a whole heck of a lot. Okay, so the Nine of Cups in the reverse position, right from the start. And then the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse position. We'll take a look at the Nine of Cups in the reversed position here. And then the Knight of Cups in reversed, and the Queen of Swords. The Nine of Cups in the reverse talks about dissatisfaction, overindulgence, materialism, emptiness, unrealized dreams, greed, imbalance, and frustration. So there is an energy right now that is kind of in this negative state. And it's followed by the Seven of Pentacles in the reversed. The Seven of Pentacles upright normally talks about he's got some wins under his belt here. He's planted some seeds and he's harvested, but he's also planting a new seed and kind of just thinking to himself, there's more there. So there's kind of this dissatisfaction that's followed by that card. Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles in the reversed position here. Frustration, impatience, disappointment, short-term focus, stagnation, misinvestment, or delay. Whereas the Knight of Cups comes in with an offering of some type, usually some kind of an emotional friendship. It could be, a future partner or something like that. But the Knight of Cups in the reverse position, let's take a look at that. Moodiness, oversensitivity, escapism, manipulation, jealousy. Okay. Somebody wants to tell a story here. Let's keep on going here. We got the Queen of Swords. And the Queen is stable, this stable. So it looks like you're trying to reach for this Queen of Swords energy. Perhaps you are the, whoever I'm speaking to, you are the, the Queen of Swords. Let's take a look at that. Oops, that's in reverse. That's not you. We want the Queen of Swords. Try that one. Huh, a lot better. Logic, independence, clarity. But yeah, intellect, communication, but conflict still falls within that category there. So we've got this whole upper side right here that talks about some conflict. Whereas the Nine of Cups is the dominant energy here. I'm hoping that this is, this is in the past. And yeah, I'm hoping this is in the past. Hopefully that didn't jack up the screen there. I had to do some shrinking there. So we got the Page of Swords. It's taking its time. Okay. So the Page of Swords is a youthful spirit. Also an offering. The page is staring back towards the Queen of Swords. So this could be communication, definitely, that you're waiting on. I'm guessing, since we saw the Nine of Cups in the reversed position, let's see. Let's look at that again real quick. Discontent and imbalance and frustrated. Yeah. Right now it just seems like you're frustrated about, an offering that's not coming in, a miscommunication maybe. And you're contemplating, because the Four of Swords here is the contemplation. These three swords represent maybe these three scenarios that are taking place. There is maybe a little bit of, maybe you're in a relationship where there is some overindulgence taking place. One partner's doing one thing, or one going one way and one's going the other. Excuse me. That was terrible. But yeah, you're contemplating, because you're laying on top of this sword in deep contemplation about something, and I'm gonna guess it's you need to hear something from somebody or someone, or about something, possibly a job. Maybe this could be connected to your finances as well, but it appears to be a relationship, because it looks like in the manifestation, in the third revealed card, we see the Knight of Cups that's reversed, and you'd rather see that upright, but you're just not, you're not having any communication come in. The Queen of Swords is also of the communication. So then we have the Two of Pentacles that showed up, showing that you're just juggling all this information. You're juggling, trying to balance things, and you see the rough seas behind you there. Yeah. The Two of Cups showed up in the reverse position, so this is definitely hinging on this relationship. And you still are seeing no effort, nothing coming through. And I'm wondering, why are we not seeing something, coming through? A lot of times this is not about the other person. Perhaps you're not ready yet. I know that may be one of those deals where you're like, I punch you in the face. I've been ready, but maybe there is something you're not seeing. The Two of Cups in reversed. Let's look at that real quick. And we got the Emperor in reverse as well. So, yeah, Two of Cups reversed talks about a separation, and we're seeing that unreciprocated, perhaps. Yeah, conflict or distance or disconnect. I'm gonna guess this, with the Magician following there, that you are the Magician in that for instance, where you're trying to manifest. You're trying to manifest this Two of Cups in the upright position, and it's just not happening. The King of Swords in the reverse position talks about, that disharmony, misalignment as well. So let's take a look. Manipulation, tyranny, abuse of power. Yeah. Control, harshness, corruption. This sounds like you're in a relationship that is maybe falling apart at the seams. We see the Emperor as well in the reverse position, and maybe you're just wishing this person would, move on, take a hike. But you're stuck in it, So where do we go? Let's take a look at the Emperor in reversed. Yeah, this is terrible. I mean, I feel for you, and if you're the one in this position, and you're going, yeah, okay, now what do I do, right? Well, a lot of times that's part of what I'm trying to say, is that it's too easy to point our fingers at the other person. And I know you don't want to hear this. It's not something that I would want to hear, but at one time I had to just be brave and stand in the shoes that I was always walking in, and pull up my big boy britches and say, hey, okay, I can continue to go around blaming everybody else. Yeah, you're trying to manifest this balance as well, where you're looking forward to balance. And this Emperor reverse is causing imbalance. This King of Swords is causing imbalance. And right from the very beginning, we saw the Nine of Cups, possible overindulgence. So, like I said, maybe this situation that you're in, maybe somebody's, misusing, substances or something. I mean, I'm not judging. We also have Judgment in the reverse position in the fourth turn here. So if we don't change this, if we don't start to look at ourselves and go, okay, I don't deserve this, right? Here's a good card, some healing. But I don't deserve this. I don't deserve for my world, so to speak, be upside down. So it's kind of this, it's begging for an internal reflection here. The Judgment is all about you. The Judgment is, this card is about your internal self. It's about enlightenment. You're becoming aware, or have been aware for a while. And maybe, there are those days where, the three of Swords represents a broken heart. Obviously the gray skies and swords penetrating through the heart there. But we're in the reverse position, so it does talk about, healing and kind of like an emotional clarity. Let's look at that real quick. Healing, forgiveness, recovery. Yeah. So maybe, maybe this is somebody who is trying to recover from, from a overindulgence situation, but it's, maybe it's hit and miss. Maybe this person's on the wagon, off the wagon, and you're just seeing this cycle over and over again, because the third card, the World card, is talking about the cycles of life, the cycles that we go through, the repetitiveness. And we could take a look at that as well. So let's see, the World in reversed. Delays, blocked success, unfinished business, a lack of closure in this. Perhaps you are in this position where now you have to make a choice, because in the fourth card we see the Seven of Cups. Okay, and the Seven of Cups is all about, choices and aligning with those choices. Do I walk away? If there is another relationship that is available that I could go to, am I carrying my baggage with me, emotional baggage, so to speak? So within all of those cups has, just human realities involved, and you're faced with all of these choices. But it, ultimately it's not another person's choice, it's yours. And so where do we go from here, right? What does this person need to know to move forward? The Moon is all about looking within in our shadow selves. This, yeah, we got the Two of Wands in the reverse position, and where we want to see it upright, and obviously it's reversed, and followed by the Sun card, followed by your peace, inner peace, your happiness, followed by introspection. Two of Wands is looking out, and it's sort of like you're behind the glass now. You're not actually taking a step outside to look. You're still just kind of maybe in this, and I know this sounds terrible, and I used to hate this whenever my parents would say something like wallowing in your sorrows, but sometimes we get stuck in that, right? I mean, what do? You're still lack of communication at the end. But it does look like the hermit is deep introspection about your situation, about your life, these choices that you're looking at in the Seven of Cups. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee there. So we got the Two of Wands in the reverse position here, and let's take a look at that. Indecision, fear of the unknown, lack of planning, you're overthinking, and perhaps did you miss an opportunity, right? Avoidant. With the swords that we're showing, I'm seeing that it's could be a little bit of both. Communication, the swords are the communication cards, but this communication that's taking place seems to be chaotic. So it sounds like relationship wise. This doesn't appear to me to be anything like work related or anything, because we've seen this Emperor. This could be a person that is a narcissist, somebody who is very strong-willed, very stubborn, and you're trying to make a decision. Do I stay? Should I stay or should I go? But in passive position here, in the second card, I think this is kind of your answer. This is your internal. The Hermit is facing the Sun, talking about your internal happiness. And you're surrounded by questions, right? Here's your communication on the outside that should be coming in, this offering of communication about something, like you're waiting on somebody or something to come into place for you. And where really you should be in the active position. And this active position is looking out for you. The Two of Wands is talking about looking out. He's holding the globe in his hand, and he's got he's grounded. He's got this budding staff that is securely fastened to this wall, and he's placed his other one up on there, and it's a determination. But he's in reverse, so you're undetermined, And the Hermit's trying to tell you that your inner peace. He's facing the both of these cards, saying your inner peace is what's going to bring this communication. And I believe the communication is not from another person. It is from within. Because I'm not seeing any kind of you've got the King of Cups as an offering, almost like, uh, like this person might be an option for you. And I got to tell you, I mean, waiting on a lover and being knowing that you're the option, that really kind of sucks. That's like, uh, the runner chaser scenario, and it is painful for other people as well. So, I mean, it's really up to us to really kind of just, there may be a little bit of immaturity taking place, because, we do see the page, and the page is more of a younger kind of an energy. But either way, I feel like, this is kind of one of those stages that we go through, perhaps serious karmic relationships. That this one sounds a little bit more powerful, a little bit more negative energy. We have Temperance in reversed, whereas the balance between the spiritual and your physical, your 3D realm where you're at, is upside down. It's imbalanced in the Wheel of Fortune, where these cycles of changes should be, coming. We should be able to deal with these cycles of changes at least with somewhat of a balance. I'm seeing your home is turned upside down. Your family life, your everything's struggling, and you're just reaching for this justice. You just kind of like are coiled up in the ball, going, I just need help. What do I do? Excuse me. Whereas the Wheel of Fortune also in the reverse position, I also kind of feel like it's, could be also about indulgence, overindulgence, and things too. But Um, it's talking about unexpected setbacks, missed opportunities, again, disruptions, hesitation, the cycles of challenges we know is just bad luck, kind of a situation. And of course, that's going to make you feel that way. Um, I know you would like this beautiful answer. Where's my lover? Where's my money? Where's my peace? And that would just be great, right? Um, And if that were the case, then there'd be a whole lot of happy people walking around this world and we'd never have to suffer or do anything. But you're seeking justice. And sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes the only thing you can do is sit in it. But you know what? That is why we're here. We're here to learn about how do you sit in this. I'm not saying physically. If you're in an abusive situation, and I'm kind of seeing that may be the case with the Knight of Wands again in a reverse position. We are seeing chaos here. This is a family structure or a relationship structure that is completely karmic. These are lessons in life, and my suggestions are to pick up and get out wherever you can. um I'm not saying be vindictive. I'm saying hit the road, Jack, and never come back. Don't leave a note. Don't leave a goodbye. This sounds like it's completely over. I'm surprised I don't see the Devil or Ten of Swords, but we also have the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. And when I see this again for the fourth time, I'm like, hey, this is not good news. This is sad. Okay, recklessness, overconfidence, disruption, lack of direction, chaos, impulsiveness. So every time you make a move forward, it just gets worse, right? Well, that's your sign, because staying in it just seems to be you get partial. If we look over here at the three, the Three of Swords. That is the only piece besides wishful thinking of this happiness that I've seen here. You've had a possibility of a relationship, but you most certainly don't want to pick up and leave this situation with this kind of resistance taking place in your life. You're a wounded soldier, so to speak. The Nine of Wands right here talks about that. You've gone to battle. You've seen plenty of scars and have had to, partially heal from these scars. I'm guessing that with the world upside down, the cycles that you've seen have not been very fair, obviously, with judgment in the reverse position and justice also in the reverse position. Okay. And so I'm looking at these saying, it's time to go. It's time to pack up. It's time to leave. Um, and if you are in that position where you're being hurt or, but it also that I'm glad to see the moon. Finally, we get the moon. You are manifesting, not by choice, I don't think. But I think that you're being forced into looking at some of these wounds that are taking place. The moon is talking about our shadows. It is talking about enlightenment, revealing, the works that are inside you that are keeping you stuck in this Eight of Swords right here. And that's actually a good card. And it looks like there is a beginning of letting go. I think that it's coming. If not, this is happening now, and these were things of the past, because now it's revealing a new story for us here. So another energy is taking place in here, and I'm so glad to see. So if this is just confirmation for somebody, yes, you are the wounded soldier back then, okay, but the moon tells us that by going within and seeking out and loving those wounds rather than trying to continually live the energy of those wounds, you will undo these binds that tie you right here. The Eight of Swords is an illusion card. It tells us that we are stuck, that we can't go anywhere, that we are bound up by something, someone, or a situation type scenario. But you notice, if you count all the swords, there's 8 of them here, but there's none behind her. And there is a beautiful castle that's right behind this woman. All she's got to do is turn around and walk to it. Okay, so it's an illusion card, and it's funny it was followed by the illusion card, the moon, the illusions and the trickery of our shadows. Okay, excuse me. They follow us, and it seems to be that where once you were bound, the Four of Pentacles talks about, hoarding or holding on to, situations, this materialistic view of things, and also not really taking time to consider yourself. I hate to see that Five of Swords come out like that, because it just sounds like maybe there might have been a vindictive way of moving out of that situation. Yeah, you're walking away. It's surrounded. That's good. Okay, cool. I was like hoping I didn't see somebody go, okay, I'm going to get you no matter what. But we never win when we do that. That's what the Five of Swords talks about. I'm going to get you back, and you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. But when we walk away from that, it never feels good, never feels right. So yeah, it looks like that you're letting go, releasing this battling, this chaos, this fighting, and walking away, shown by the Eight of Cups right here, and moving towards maybe a community or a resource, a place where you can go and share ideas with people, or maybe perhaps, with this, with the Moon card over here, that you have introspected and looked and found a way to move forward. And that is wonderful. That is wonderful. Whoever you've gone to seek or talk to, it sounds like it's doing good, and I think you should just keep it up. But I want to keep on going here and just see. I would really like to see some good news come here, because boy, that just felt really terrible. Finances are a little bit upside down. You're still waiting on, maybe holding on to that idea of this offering. And when you're doing this work by yourself, and you can feel very alone, very restless, it causes those things. Sometimes the best thing we can do is to put our head down in our work, right? And work on ourselves. And that's what this is talking about, this King of Pentacles in the reverse position here. Let's look at that. 4. Materialism, greed, control, stubbornness, financial mismanagement, exploitation, rigidity, power struggles, and imbalance. Yes. Right. So yeah, and it's causing this restlessness. Perhaps you're doing all this work by yourself. You don't really have anybody to rely on. Yes, and the Lovers turns up in the reverse position, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that it's too easy for us to want to say, I need somebody to help me go through this. If I had a man in my life, or I had a woman in my life that could, help me to, go through this, then it would just create this happy home scenario that you see in the Ten of Cups there. But it's not. It's trying to tell you it's reversed, and it's not going to happen. But it looks like your dominant energy is moving away, and that's good. That's good. I mean, that is your main focus. It's, I've got to get out of this situation. My home life, what I thought was not what I thought. And, it's warning against these cycles of blame. And at this point, really, I mean, it's like, these things, you wouldn't have said these things when you first got with this person. Yeah, you're unchaining yourself to this, and I'm so proud of you. That is so good. But you're still just upside down. There's still some imbalance, maybe some, leftover things of this relationship. This is a good place to stop right here. I'm going to address it. Yeah, this is great. I know that the cards, and I even felt it was like, oh my goodness, how much more of this? I could just picture people fighting and arguing and lamps thrown across the room. It just felt really chaotic, and I'm not judging anybody. Um, you know, I don't want to admit I was wrong. I don't want to. I don't want to look at the other person and say, um, this was my fault, because nobody wants to do that. But an effort on two people's parts, or three, depending on what type of relationship we were talking about here. Um, this took two people, right? And we know that, and we got to stop with the blame and going, it's your fault. Everything, every bit of this is yours, and just say, look, it's my fault that I didn't get the hell out of this. It's my fault that I didn't see the signs along the way, that we were incompatible. I didn't see the signs that I had some injured past wounds, or I had an addiction, you know, and those are really tough ones to sit with, especially when you're by yourself. And because it's hard to see a victory in it, when you're just sitting in failure, or what appears to be failure. And for somebody like me on the outside looking in to say to you, what appears to be failure. I mean, my whole life is upside down, dude. How could you say appear? because you forget that the wheel of fortune is a cycle, and this is just a cycle in your life. When you were young, you couldn't look 3 weeks in advance because well, it was too tough to do, and you were too impatient and too just going with the flow of life, right? But the older you get, you can look a year ahead, 2 years ahead, and it doesn't have that same feeling. So what I'm trying to say is, these are just cycles that you've gone through, and I know they're painful and they hurt, and but it's what you do right now at this point, when you go within and you realize just how important you are, when you begin to heal and take the time for yourself without involving other people, you'll slowly start to put yourself back together again, like in this place where you were confident about yourself, and where you were, I mean, because all this stuff just sounds like it was so abusive and so just neglect on all corners. Whew. Boy, I really don't like to have reads like that, but they are what they are. And I wish peace upon somebody who, if this is for you, I just feel that you need some time for yourself. You need some healing. You need to, that Three of Pentacles is talking about a community of some kind where you can share your ideas. And places like this are good places to share your ideas. Just, be careful about whose idea you take. But know that you are loved. You are loved. I love you. And I feel for you. And I know that abuse of any kind, whether it's drug related or it's physical or mental abuse, they leave scars. But you have a choice. You have the Seven of Cups there showing, and you do have choices, but you have to realize that your inner strength is where you should be reaching right now. It's not external of you. It's definitely internal. This is an internal battle that you have to conquer, and you have to do this alone. You have to burn through the fire. You have to sit in the fire, and you have to feel it, because that's going to motivate you that you never, ever, ever do this again, ever, because it's a karmic cycle. And if you don't do this work, this same thing will come to you, will revolve right back to you, unfinished business within you. And that's nobody's business but yours. And I wished I could say something a little bit in a more loving manner, but that is my love, and I hope you understand that, and I hope you feel it. So anyway, this has been a interesting read, and I feel for whoever it's for, and do the work. Do the work and come back and see us again. And, leave a comment on this video. Say I did it, or I'm taking steps towards it, and this is where I'm at. Come join me here, okay? Let me know. All right. Bye.